All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of The Blueprint. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Maz, and I am here with Salil. How are you doing today, Salil?
Doing great. How are you, Matt?
It's doing great. What do you think of the first episode?
I think it was amazing, man. Great feedback. Spoke to a bunch of people. They like it, right? They like the fact that there's data, there's information on how to look at accounts, and also
Yeah.
how to, if you're a creator, how to actually get better at it. So great
Exactly.
feedback.
Exactly. I love it. Yeah, and we're excited to be here. These episodes are fun to film and just look at the data. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We have a very exciting episode 2 today. So, in today's episode, we have an emerging creator on the platform who's been on for 70 plus days. She's an OG. She engages with the community, and we're excited to review her profile today. Her name is Matreshka, and yeah, let's get right into it, Salil.
Let's do it. So Matreshka is our coin or account that we're going to look at today. So very first thing, Mas, that you notice as soon as we open her profile is the missing verified blue check mark, right?
Yes.
And one of the reasons I think, and this is you and I talked about it, right? One of the reasons was, look, there are great creators on the platform, and not every single person will have a blue check mark.
Absolutely. Exactly. That shouldn't be the deciding factor. And there's so many great creators, that don't have the check mark. But
Yeah,
exactly.
and some people don't even care, right?
Yeah.
So they're doing good stuff, they're putting good content out, and they're doing their thing. So in
Exactly.
Matreshka's case, and for those who don't know, she is a linchpin. She's super active on Nacho average calls.
Yes.
So you should check it out on Bitclout, the Nacho average call, and Matreshka is a staple on that call. So that's what, in my opinion, got her popular. And we'll go through her profile and see it in detail.
Exactly. Perfect. So yeah, let's start off with her looking at the first data here. So her coin price is $465.83, which is great.
Yeah,
Coin circulation 29, market cap 13.5K. Founder reward 20%, followers 1.78K, and then diamonds received 1.78K. The diamonds received, what do you think about that, Salil? That's great, right? That she's getting a lot
that's
of diamonds?
that's pretty good. Yeah, I think for how old the account is and how, so diamonds were only available starting May, right? So that's the
Yeah.
other thing. So that's only been a month since, I think, May 4th was when diamonds, or 3rd or 4th is when diamonds were available.
Yeah.
So almost a month in, 5 weeks in, she has close to 1,700, 1,800 diamonds. I say that's a pretty high number.
Yeah, it's awesome.
How do you see the difference between diamonds and likes?
So yeah, when diamonds first came out, everybody was, diamond everything, diamond everything. As a creator, I appreciate diamonds a lot more,
Okay.
especially when there's, content that I take my time to put out.
Hmm.
I just feel like it's getting acknowledged and it makes me, want to put more quality content as opposed to just, random, thoughts. So definitely there's room for both on BitClout, but diamonds definitely show appreciation, I feel, to the creator or to the account as almost like a thank you for the content they're providing.
Yeah, yeah. And if you are a new creator on the platform or just have a new account, diamond, when you give someone diamond, you actually give them a part of your coin, a very,
Yeah,
very, very small fraction of your coin. So there is actually a monetary value. You transfer value from one person to the other person. So that
exactly.
1.78 diamonds, it's just not, how many people like it. It's not only
Yeah.
they liked it, but they actually gave part of, their coin to Matreshka, which she can
Yep.
use, as she wants. Maybe, convert it into Bitclout or keep the coin, however she wants to do it.
Yeah, you're essentially putting your money where your mouth is, and
Yeah,
it's awesome to, as a creator, to have people do that for your account. Great feeling, really, really cool.
yeah. Here's another one I want to actually, bring to your attention and everyone's attention. Last video that we recorded didn't have this metric, which is the last
Mhm.
activity metric. And what it means is, when did this creator do an action on BitClout last? So in Mitreshka's case, she's been online very recently, within the last 60 minutes. So highly likely, if you want to message or DM her, she might be online. Uh,
Exactly.
do you look at last activity when deciding to follow an account? Maybe invest in an account.
Absolutely. My biggest thing is when you are new to the platform, right? You join for one day, one week, you have that high where you're like, oh, I love this platform. But a lot of times people drop off,
Yeah,
after a week, after a day. So this is really cool to see. And I've already been using it since you dropped in the last day or two. I check, people's accounts. When were
yeah.
they last active? So it's really, really cool too. I love it.
Awesome, awesome. Uh, Cool. So we let's move down, right? Like let's look at a couple of other interesting things. We talked about the how old the account is. May 27th is when she created. So very early account, right? Within the first 2 weeks of BitClout being open to public, Matreshka had
Yeah,
an account here. Username, she's not changed her username. Picked it on March 27th, has kept it since, which is pretty cool.
love
Uh,
it.
and the money flow, right? So net in the last 1 week, she's obviously her account has gotten more money than money leaving the accounts,
Yeah,
about 2.5k.
nice.
Moving to the coin price, that's the interesting piece here, right? So now you can see in the last 10 days, her coin price went as high as about $511,
Yeah.
and her low was about 301. But it's truly it's on the upward trajectory. Like if you look at her coins starting, I would say what, May 2nd, or even like before, right, April 28th, it was stable until May 10th, and then slowly it started going
Mm-hmm.
up starting May
Yeah.
10th.
The
uh,
time to buy, we had all of March, April, and May to buy her coin because the last month she's been slowly up. Awesome.
and if just look at this, right? If you actually scroll over the chart, and I'm doing it here, $44. Her coin was $44 until May, like 44 was May 7th, and then
Yeah.
slightly up May 9th, May 10th, 47. Nothing meaningful, right? So
Yeah.
within a month, it's almost what, 10x right now.
Yeah.
Her coin right now is at 465. So she's 10x her coin price in literally a month, 5 weeks since then. So that's a
Yeah.
pretty positive, I would say, thing to look at.
Exactly. That's awesome. Really, really cool. Yeah. 10-day. Yeah. 10-day low is 300, 10-day high 500. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Nice.
And so if let's say you're looking at buying her account, right, or her coin, it's not at the high, but it's over the 10-day average. It's right
Yeah.
now about $400. She's at, like, the coin is at 465. Does that go into your calculus? Do you think about that?
Absolutely. Well, so I'm looking right now at the coin price, but I'm also looking at the metric below it, which is the engagement, right?
That's
So
an
if we look at her coin price, the last month, March and April, she wasn't active on the platform. As
yeah.
soon as she started being active on the platform, if we look at her coin price, it has skyrocketed. So I would continue to buy her coin as long as she remains active. It seems to be they're very connected. So what do you think about that?
100%. And I think this is, like last time, this is one line you want to remember that Maz just said. Maz is dropping gold here. Uh, the correlation, just look at the chart on top and the chart at the bottom. In Matreshka's case, you see a very strong correlation between her coin price and then the content she started putting out on the platform.
Yeah.
So not very active until first, second week of May, and the coin was stagnant. And then
Yep.
she started putting out more content, engaging. And here's the other thing: not only is she engaging here, she's engaging very heavily off the platform that we
Yeah.
mentioned, right? The natural average
Hmm.
call.
Exactly.
So yeah, consistency, looking at creating value on the platform for people definitely has a strong bearing for the
Yeah.
on the price.
Yeah, that's really cool to see. Yeah, so activity. So she's doing about 3.84 posts a day.
Yeah,
Um, and her most active day is Wednesday, least active day is Sunday. And again, this is interesting to see. Personally, my least active day is Sunday as well. I like to take
yeah,
that day to just kind of reset from social media.
yeah,
So, that's cool to see. And yeah, just her activity levels, trending up and her coins trending up. So,
yeah,
really
yeah.
good metrics to see.
And I haven't done a deep analysis on this, and I should at some point probably. But just I've looked at lots and lots and lots of accounts. Sunday or the weekend, but mostly Sunday seems to be one of the lower activity days on
Yeah.
cloud. So you'd see that number very frequently. In the ASG episode last week, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I think one
Yeah.
day he was very active, one day he wasn't. So,
Yeah.
but that was
Mhm.
that was an outlier. Mostly Sunday happens to be a time when people are not very active.
Exactly. And that's also if I'm a creator and I want to post, let's say I have an announcement. If
Yeah,
I'm looking at these tools here, maybe I wouldn't announce it Sunday. Maybe I'll announce it on Tuesday because I know there's
yeah,
more activity on the platform. So again,
yeah.
creators, you can take these, metrics and really help you, grow on the platform. Investors as well. You can also gain from this as well. So really cool to see both sides.
Awesome. Yeah. Uh, Moving on to the coin holder distribution very quickly, right? So a bunch of people hold her coins, 104 people to be precise here. 12 verified and whale coin holders. So let's look at them. So Jake Udell, like some really popular names here, right? Jake
Yeah,
Udell has her coin, Reed, Arts, Charlie Hilton, Doodles, Brock Pearson, right? Like all these people, like if you've been Krasenstein brothers, if you've been on the
yeah.
platform for a few weeks, you'd see these guys engage and be very, very active on the platform.
Exactly. Yeah, and seeing names like that on the cap table, personally, me, if I was going to buy her coin, it gives me more peace of mind. I'm not
Yeah,
saying that I should completely trust them just because they have them, but it
yeah,
allows me to have a little more sense of security. Again, you shouldn't trust the cap table just because they have it doesn't mean that there's no
right.
risk, but it gives me a better sense of security. So, cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, then the other couple of quick things, right? And I think the one metric we need to spend time on is the HHI today, right? The
Mhm.
Herfindahl-Hirschman index. Um,
Yes.
so let's talk about that first, and then we'll back into the other two metrics, and it'll make a bit more sense.
Yeah, hashtag HHI. That's gonna be you guys are gonna remember that HHI. That's gonna be
Yes,
trending. We're gonna make that popular.
yes, and if you're watching this video, I hope so. You already know there's a challenge going on. Arts put out a challenge, which has HHI has a bearing on that challenge.
Exactly. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about the HHI. So yeah, tell us a little bit more, Salil.
So HHI, very quickly, is a metric between a score of 0 and 1. What it means is how many coin holders actually hold the coin circulation. So let's say you have 5 coin holders holding 90% of the coin circulation, and you have
Uh-huh.
10 or 100 coin holders that hold the last 10%. The HHI will be really high because a few people hold a lot of coins.
Yeah.
And what you should think about it is if one of those coin holders actually leaves, one of those coin holders decides to sell their coin, it would be a large majority of the coins, and that would drive down the coin price quite a bit. So
Yeah.
and that would be represented by a high HHI number. So
Hmm.
anytime you see HHI over 0.25, that means
Yeah.
few people tend to own a lot of coins, which creates a little bit of a risk that people leaving the platform or people leaving this cap table can actually cause downward pressure on the coin price.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great number to see. And yeah, so what would you suggest is what's a great or what's a good HHI number that you want to have as a creator? And if how can I bring my HHI down? Let's say I have
Yeah,
my numbers high. How can
yeah.
I bring it down?
So two answers to this one, right? Like when there's a political campaign that happens and a lot of politicians posting or our average donation is $5 or $10
Yeah.
or $20, right?
Uh-huh.
The smaller the number of the smaller the amount that people have actually put into your account, and more the people, it just distributes the risk evenly, right? So if
Gotcha.
someone leaves, it doesn't really impact your coin price, right? So you
Uh-huh.
just want more people buying into your coin. That's the simplest way to make the coin the HHI low, right?
Nice.
Very straightforward. Now,
Yeah.
here's something that happens, right? There are some verified accounts. There are some accounts where people, have a lot of money in their wallet, and they tend to buy their own coins. So even if someone buys their own coin, that actually increases the HHI, right? Because
Yeah.
now one person who happens to be you just bought the coin, you hold a large portion of that coin circulation, and that will drive up the HHI.
Got
It's
it.
debatable if it's a good thing or a bad thing. You might say it's a good thing because as a creator, I believe in myself. I don't plan on selling the coin, and that's why the HHI is high.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're essentially putting a lot of trust on somebody if the HHI is high, right? So that's
That's
that's the
exactly it. That's
mm-hmm.
exactly.
Yeah.
The, the flip side, right, is again someone coming in who doesn't know you is now taking that blind trust, right? Like you
Yeah.
just said. So overall, I would say an HHI less than zero point 0.1 is good, right? Obviously,
Nice.
when
Yeah.
someone who holds your coins and decides to sell, it will drop the coin price, but it won't be significant. You know,
Yeah.
anything over 0.25, I say the account starts looking tough at that point. Uh, and you really need to make sure if you are a coin holder or you're a potential coin holder, look at the people who hold a lot of coins, and that's the
Yes.
second metric we look. And maybe have a conversation with them and try to gauge that if before buying this coin, do you feel those people are committed to this coin as well?
Exactly. And looking at Matryoshka's HHI score, it's 0.07, so
Yeah,
it's a great score. So
it,
it's pretty well balanced.
it's a very good score, right? And that makes sense. So if you look at the top two coin holders, and this is the donut chart here,
Hmm.
22% of of the total coin supply she holds. And
Yeah.
then the next largest coin supply is held by JQ Dell, which is about 7%.
Yeah.
So two people hold roughly 30%, but then there are, she has what, 104 people who've bought in? So
Yeah.
102 people actually then happen to hold 70% of the coin supply. And, that makes
Nice.
it very real that it's not a whole, no person is holding a lot except Matreshka herself and then maybe Jake Udell a little bit.
Exactly. That's awesome. Good to see that then. Hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, just to close this section out, right? The reinvestment rate is, we talked about it before in ASG's episode as well, is
Yes.
uh, how much do people like what she's doing and wants to, come back and buy more coins because they believe that the coin price is going to go up, or,
Yeah.
she's offering value to people who are buying her coins.
Exactly. Oh yeah. So her score is 13%, which is good. That's awesome. And then
Yeah.
you can see people, Krasenstein, they've bought her coin again. So that's a
Yeah.
notable coin holder. So,
Yeah.
they always, and then again, seeing who buys their coin again, Krasenstein, we know they have, some credibility on the platform. They invest in good creators. Seeing that as an investor, that's something I personally like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Um,
Nice.
cool. Let's look at the wallet insights here. So her wallet is what, roughly 7,000 in wallets at this point, and which
Yeah.
is broken down by her own coin holdings. The 22% she holds of her own coins, which is roughly valued at 3,000. Holdings she has in other creators, which is 3,500, and then all the diamonds, right? We talked about, they
Yeah.
add up to $400, right?
That's
So
awesome.
by just putting out good content, roughly in what, 4 or 5 weeks, she's
Yeah.
made $400, right?
Yeah. No, that's really, really cool. And that's one of the big things of Bitclout. That's a game changer. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Uh, Based on looking at how she, her own coin holdings versus, the investments she's made in others, how do you see this account? Do you see she's wearing more of a creator hat here on BitCloud? She's wearing more of a, a coin trader or an investor hat. What do you think?
It looks like a little bit of both. If I were
Yeah,
to say, just looking at her, info here, I would say she definitely takes priority as a creator.
yeah,
But I think like a lot of us here that are early on the platform, we're taking the role of both because we are so
yeah,
early, right?
that's true.
And there's so many of us that are building from the ground up, that it doesn't make sense for us to not play both roles.
Yeah,
But, for example, same here with me. If I had to pick one or the other, I would pick creator because
mm,
that's where I want to spend most of my time, money and effort on. Um, but obviously, if I see people on the platform or projects on the platform, we want to support because we are all building from the ground up. So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, completely agree, right? I think that makes sense. And this is just, people to look at and, judge for themselves. She had 104 people who had invested in her coin. And she, in return, has actually bought coins for 157 accounts, right?
Wow.
So, very interesting, right? Like very even, very interesting. And her largest holding happens to be in the Louis coin.
Yeah. I
Uh,
would have never guessed that.
yeah. She probably did some Louis puzzles. Who knows, right? We should ask her.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Uh, yeah. So I think those are like the wallet insights, right? So it's always important to, when you're looking into buying someone's coin, people create value on BitCloud through many, many ways. They
Yeah,
create value as a creator. They create value by actually supporting creators and holding their
exactly.
coins. And in return, they actually take, their own wallet holdings, their own investments go up. So there are many
Exactly.
ways to actually, create value on BitCloud and capture value, very honestly, for yourself on BitCloud. And
Yep.
Matreshka seems like she's, doing a good amount of both here. Okay. So the next metric, creators own coin buy and sell, is a very interesting metric. And it's slightly updated. The metric stays the same, but there is more context around this metric. And
Okay.
the context, actually, the suggestion for this update came from an account called Dano Photo or Dano Photo. So
Uh-huh.
thank you to him. And the big piece here is, The metric shows when did the creator put money into their coin and when did they actually sell their coins to take money out of the platform.
Hmm.
The additional context here that was added based on Dano Photo's input was when did that transaction, the last buy or last sell transaction happen? And I think that's very important, and that's why we included it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Early in the day, she created her account on March 27th, I believe. People are still figuring out. They're buying, they're selling, they're putting money in, they're taking money out, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of people did that, and so did she. So she took out $9, did two sells, and fine, that makes sense. But up until very recently, like literally June 7th, is when she put in $85. So she's total put in roughly like $400 into her coin. But there is a little bit of a, unless creators communicate it, and that's the established trend, or that's understood, selling your own coin has been taken historically a little negatively, right? So
Yes.
we didn't have that context before, and people could look at this and say, oh, you know what, she also sells her coins, and that might not be a good thing. Magnitudes are different here, but in some people's case, it might not be very different. So
Yeah.
look at that metric in relation to when did the last sell or the last, let's say, deposit or a coin buy happen. Her last coin buy happened very recently. Last sell, if you look at her account creation date, looks like she was just figuring it out. So I won't hold it against a creator who sold their coins. It shouldn't be hold anyways, but in her case, looks like, she was just figuring it out back in the day.
Exactly. No, yeah, and that's good to see that, her last withdrawal was $7 in March. As you said, she was new to the she was new to the, platform, but then to see her invest in her coin, that's a positive sign.
Yeah,
I like seeing that. I think that, if I was to invest in her coin, seeing that gives me peace of mind as well. So that's good.
right, right.
Great
Yeah.
metric.
Um, and yeah, I think the one piece that we cover is, and that's been around a lot of questions have been asked by creators. What's a good founder reward? So we'll look at the
Yes.
founder reward again. It looks
Yes.
like her founder reward is around 20% right now, 19.86 to be precise.
Wait,
um,
19.86?
that's, yeah, 19.86 is her exact founder reward. It's
Huh.
being rounded here.
I wonder why. I wonder if there's a meaning behind that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And here's the thing. It seems like you were talking about your founder award, right? 4.2
Yes.
last
Yes.
episode. She seems to have like these interesting numbers. June 1st was around 13.57. So she's had, different numbers, not like a typical whole number that people tend to
Yeah,
their founder award.
exactly. Yeah, and again, I think founder reward's something that can give a little creativity to the creator, right? You put
Yeah,
it, certain numbers to signify certain things. But at the end of the day, there's also metrics behind it and what number attracts more investors
yeah,
or, less investors, depending on what your goal is. With a higher reward, I'm sure, we realize that we may not attract all investors,
yeah,
but we may not be wanting that at that moment. So
true.
yeah, what do you think about founder reward? Is her founder reward, how would you rate her founder reward right now?
I think so I have a slightly different opinion on this thing. I think people look at founder reward as, it's a cost of buying into an account. That's
Yeah.
basically a price of buying into an account. For me, any number is okay. The question I ask people is, what's the value you're giving in return, right?
Hmm.
If the value you give in return can be really high, yeah, you can have a 20% founder reward, 25% founder reward. It's totally okay. 30%, right? At some point, it becomes unbearable for the
Yeah.
market to bear, but you can have a pretty significant founder reward. I feel this is the easiest number to change right now. It's one update on the profile page, and it
Yeah.
makes your account attractive overnight.
Hmm.
But my suggestion to creators is look at or think about what's the value you can provide uh, to your coin holders, to the community, and
Yeah.
try to attract investments through that rather than trying to attract investments by lowering the founder reward.
Exactly. Because the way I see it too, like you said, if I put it at 0%, I may be attracting quick
Yeah,
term, investors. If I have higher founder reward, I may attract longer term investors that see the value in my account for whatever period of time they want to hold for. So
yeah,
it just varies. I've also seen creators on the platform who do art or do some sort of service, and they
yeah.
have a 50% founder reward. So you buy, you're essentially paying for the service or the product, and then
That's
you're also getting some equity in their coin. So pretty
that's
cool to see that.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing, right? We are all learning. This is a
Yeah.
completely new business model that didn't exist until 2 months ago, 3 months ago. So we are
Yeah.
all learning. And yeah, I would say different types, artists, developers, projects will have different founder reward. And as we get more data, it'll be easier to figure out, what type of an account this is and what's a good founder reward. Uh,
Yeah.
but my advice right now, like when you're thinking of founder reward to attract investments, is think about it for sure. Do some research, look at other accounts, and see how they are doing. But
Yeah.
also really quantify what you bring to the platform, and can with that, can you actually have a good or a high founder reward, because that helps the
Yes.
whole ecosystem.
And here's the thing for me, I just thought of. So, yeah, if you have a high founder reward, I would put what is the founder reward for, right? So if
Yeah.
I'm going to invest in your account and your account is 20%, I
Mhm.
want to know where the 20% is going. Is it going to fund, content? Is it
I
going
love
to
it.
fund equipment? Is it going to fund your expenses, or is it going back into your coin?
Yeah.
If there's transparency there, I feel like it can justify whatever founder reward percentage you decide to do and for whatever reason.
Absolutely. And I think that's a great point. Very, very good point. It happened with me, in fact. I don't justify my founder reward in the profile section. One of
Yeah.
my coin holders, who's a current coin holder, actually messaged me saying it's on the higher side. Would you consider lowering it? And I explained the reasons how I'm using my founder reward. They
Yeah.
actually ended up investing more than they said that this.
Love that.
Yeah. So they ended up. So here's the thing, right? It could be a short-term fix that you see put the founder reward low, but just figure out the value, and it works.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that, just knowing that alone, being transparent and just putting
Yeah,
your message clear on the platform makes a big difference.
yeah.
So nice.
Cool. And here, the other two charts that we've looked at before in the first episode as well, and we'll quickly cover, is how much money has flowed into Matreshka's account at different founder rewards. So when
Yes.
she's at 19.86, looks like she's had it, for quite some time. She's kept it. About $5,000 have come in, and at lower founder reward. And here's a great example. She had a lower founder reward. Actually, it's so funny. From April 4th until May 10th, May 18th, mass, her founder reward was 1%, and her coin price wasn't moving.
Whoa. Huh.
Literally, right? Her coin price was 45.
Wow. That
And
was basically free money for anyone investing. Wow.
exactly, right? And that's the exactly point, right? Like, it's so funny. We didn't even consider this before, but now if you think about this in relation to her coin price, the content she creates, and the founder reward, it comes together very nicely. She started putting out content, and she's slowly pushing her founder reward up, and she's putting out more content, and her coin price seems to keep on going up. So
Yeah.
it's a good case study for everyone to learn from.
Awesome. Yeah, really cool to see that. Wow. That's actually really shocking.
uh, Good. So that's the founder reward. So yeah, last she changed it June 6th, guys. I don't know what she has in her mind, but if I can just look at the chart, it seems like she's pushing it up slowly. So, maybe she's found a good point at 20%. Maybe she tends to push it higher, but just the trend looks like she's going a little bit on the higher end.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. All right, and there you have Matreshka's account, who, as we see, she's been on the platform for 70 plus days. Her coin was stagnant for the first month or so, and then as soon as she started engaging more, her coin price shot up, her founder reward shot up, and she found success on the platform. Like we talked about, she's doing a lot of things on and off the platform, so it's going to be really interesting to see how this continues to trend. But the most important thing that we can tell you is to engage on the platform, make friends, connect, talk on Clubhouse, Zoom. All these other tools are there to help you build on BitClout as well as of now. So yeah, thank you so much, Matreshka, for letting us review your accounts, and we look forward to hearing back from you and seeing how this has helped you or anybody watching this.
Yeah. And guys, we would love to hear your feedback. If there is any metric you want us to cover in more detail, if there's a metric you think you understand and we are wasting time talking about it in detail, just let us know. We'll be happy to change. We'll be happy to add stuff that you want us to cover in the video, or a new metric that you want to see that doesn't exist today here or on Prosper Cloud. So would love to hear your thoughts, and very excited to shoot these episodes.
Exactly. Yeah, and we're doing this for the community, so we are listening to every comment, every feedback that we get. So yes, please feel free to let us know what you do like, what you don't like, and we're constantly going to be improving these videos as we go along. And with that said, we want you guys to dictate who do you want to see on the next episode. Please let us know in the comments. Please let us know on Bitclout. Tag us. We want to put these videos out of creators you want to see on the platform. And one last thing, can anybody guess? Because I don't know myself either. I don't think Salil knows. What does the 19.86% founder reward stand for on Matreshka's profile? I have no idea. Hopefully, she'll let us know once she watches this video. But if you can take any guesses, please feel free. All right. So thank you everybody for watching. We look forward to shooting these episodes as we go along. Thank you, Salil, for being here and going over it with us. And yeah, we will see you on the next episode.
Thanks, Matt.